Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and today another episode of Why Did I Buy This Box or Two of Junk Reels. Well, I work with a flea market vendor. Many of you may be aware of that from some of the other programs that I've had on the channel. And he just collects a whole pile of reels, and when it's time he gives me a call and tells me that he's got some reels for me. Would I be interested? And of course I'm always interested. At the end of the day, the reels just don't wind up costing that much. And well, when we settle down and we look at the reels, they're usually interesting. I get a good value for my money. He gets rid of his reels that he can't sell. And well, I wind up reconditioning them to give them a second chance, or to put them into the parts pile and hope that they can extend the life of another reel out there. Well, we're going to examine them. This first box is only a piece of what I've purchased, and we'll take you through what those reels are and show you what you can buy for, well, just several dollars per reel. Before I get started, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you like the art of fishing reel service and repair, if you like tips on fishing reels, if you like to learn about the manufacturers, and if you're just curious about what types of fishing reels are out there, how they work, and what kind of fish they target. I would encourage you to subscribe, and if you do subscribe, please use that notification button. Well, I broke the box into two. I'll call them usable reels and then maybe usable reels. How's that? And the first one is an eclectic mix. He said he got it from a fellow that got him from a fellow kind of deal, but they've just been passed along. Nobody's using them. Would they be interested in them? Judging by what I'm looking at here, I would say most of these reels means that the angler was fishing somewhere in the 50s and the 60s, kind of used them, and then, well, they sat somewhere and did some things. But let's call them usable. Let's take a look real quickly at them. This is a Penn Long Beach 60. It's got a new line on it, so somebody's been using it. It actually turns pretty nice and easy. And, well, the Long Beach 60, boy, what a reel. What can you say about that reel? Long Beach has been around since 1940s. They were discontinued when Penn moved the production of reels to China. So they had about a 70-year run. This is a later edition of the Long Beach reels, but not that late, because if you look at the handle is not as modern as, well, I'm trying to find a torpedo handle. Yeah, the torpedo handle here. You can see the difference in the torpedo handles. But this one certainly can be put on a pole, given a second chance. Next one up then is a Penn. It's a Penn 155 Beachmaster. Very nice reel for surf casting, inshore fishing. And again, we're going to call these usable and not usables. The next one's kind of a curious one. This is a 905 Ocean City. You don't see many of these, but, well, if you take a quick look at it, you'd think it was the Penn Beachmaster 155. Ocean City and Penn were both made in Philadelphia, but they were competitors. And this is a nice reel overall. Just looks like it needs some string. And this one will be able to go fishing too. As I mentioned, this is kind of an eclectic mix. This one is a Penn Long Beach 67. Notice the size difference in the reels, but it's still the Long Beach series. The Long Beach 67 essentially is the Penn Senator. You'll notice the extra bars on this one. Penn Senator 4.0 gearing wise, but it doesn't have the metal trims on the outside of the reel. It's a predominant difference, but you can fish this one just like a 4.0 Senator, and you'll do very well with that. But here's an interesting one. This is a Fluger. This is the Fluger Capital. This is the smaller size of the Capital. This is the Capital 1985. These were sold in the 1970s. Again, I'd say that whoever had these reels pretty much was fishing them in the 60s and the 70s. Well-made reel all around. Features the trip, which will reset after you start cranking. And interestingly enough, it has a single screw take-apart system, similar to the systems used on, say, a Penn Squidder or other versions of the Penn reels. We also have a Fluger Medalist. This one, if you read the rim here, it's always hard, but if you read the rim, this is the Fluger Medalist 1495 C3, and just a nice fly fishing reel of the day. It's probably got the line from 30 or 40 years ago on that. Very nice reel overall, still desirable today. And how this one wound up in a box, well, I'm not quite sure, but this is a Shimano 1000. This is the Syncopate. This has got the trip lever on it. And what's kind of curious about this reel is that it has a top reel drag as opposed to a rear reel drag, which is typically what you're going to find on these fast cast type reels. All right, well, those are the ones we're going to call able to go fishing again pretty quickly. Let's take a look at the other pile. There's quite a few of them in here, but let's just kind of pile them up. There's a host of Ocean City reels in here. Some of them very similar in nature with different names maybe. Some of these completely seized and unable to fish. But I happen to be an Ocean City expert, so to some extent I can get a lot of these either fishing again or at least get them to the point where we know what parts are available to help others. This one, something's missing in this reel. There's no gearing engaging at all. So something's wrong with this reel. This is the Ocean City Angelino. Interesting reel. There's another Ocean City reel. This one is the Bay City. This would be the model 112. And other than a beat up handle, and this is probably the biggest fault you're going to find with the Ocean City reels, is the handles are shot. Ocean City had an interesting way to do the release. It was a release that you pulled down on rather than flipped back and forth. That enabled the spool to spin, and you could actually kick that back in by turning your handle. So it's sort of a fast trip mechanism there, but that one's the Bay City. We have another Ocean City here, also a Bay City, so maybe between the two of them we can make one. This one seems to be working pretty good. Probably should have put that in the other box. And well, if you have any questions on these reels or any reels, if you would like to leave them in the comment section, I will try to answer those for you. One more Ocean City 112. This one you can see the badging has changed now. So this is a later model of the reel. And let's see what else we have here. We have a pen. This looks like the 350. It's the 350 missing the torsion bar. This could be fished as it is, as a standard conventional reel without the level wind. And this one will likely be a parts reel. This reel shares a lot of parts, believe it or not, with that 155 Beachmaster. Okay, one more pen here. This is a very well used or pulled up from the deep briny Long Beach. This is the Long Beach 65. Seems like it's working. Just needs a good cleaning. Something's amiss in there. You can hear how that's going back and forth. So we'll have to find out what's going on there. Well, I got my work cut out for me. The rest of them I think we're going to call parts reels now. I did take a look at this one because it caught my eye. This is a Shakespeare Royal Maroon. It's not in very good condition. It is the 2062. Beautiful reel. It competed with the Mitchell 300 series. This has got a spiral drive in it. Very nice reel. This one spins free and easy. Nice reel overall for just kind of sitting there. Unfortunately, it doesn't have an anti-reverse. Something's going on inside. I suspect it's either a worn or a missing anti-reverse dog. I'll get underneath that and see what we can do. Here's another beautiful Shakespeare reel. This is the Shakespeare Sea Wonder. This one predated the Royal Maroon series. Unfortunately, this one's got a broken bail. So I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to find a bail wire for this. But if I do, well, we'll be able to put that one back together again. I like these reels a lot. Very nice design, very sturdy. I guess in the channel we would call these things bulletproof. Here's another one. This one's destined to be a parts reel as well. This is an Apollo 130 RL Daiwa. Looks like all we might be missing on this one, we've got something going on here that's not correct, but it looks like we're missing the nut and the line guide on this one. I think we're also on backwards on that. The line roller, no, the line roller is part of the bail. So all we're really missing is that nut and something going on here with this side of the assembly. Well, again, when I get around to it, I can always try and work on those. Here's another Apollo. Maybe between the two of them, I can make this work. This is another one that has this one seems to have the full bail assembly and something going on with the bail arm that's broken off. So yeah, I think between the two of those, we'll make one. That's always kind of fun. Got a case for a bomber. It's an interesting one. I always like these different ones. This is a DeVille number 98. Kind of looks like a Johnson reel. Wouldn't surprise me if it is. This one's working. Very nice. And now I've got 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 of the early baitcaster reels. I always love these. If nothing else, they're good for parts. Got a wrench too, it looks like. That might be the most valuable thing in the box, is the wrench. That's what we have on this. We have an Ocean City 1591. And I was looking at these when I went to purchase these. None of them work. This is a Sportsman. Not quite sure who made that one. Most of them have all of the pieces and parts. Here's a Shakespeare Triumph. I always look to make sure that those jewel caps are on there. This one's a Langley. It's not working, unfortunately. Langley, I like the Langley reels. They were an aircraft manufacturer. Here's one, St. Andrews. So I got to remember myself now. Ocean City. This one's going to be, I believe, the 1930s. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a check on that. That's noisy, but it's working. With the click off. You know what? I'm going to be able to put that one back together again and put that one up on my shelf. Here's another one. We'll make sure that the jewel caps are there. This is a Shakespeare True Blue. And this one seems to be working, just tired and dirty. There's only one more left then. And this one is a Daiwa ASA 1355. It looks to be complete. It's got the that cast. And as I mentioned, when you find that quick trigger cast type of a mechanism, you almost always find it on a rear drag reel as opposed to what you saw earlier on that Shimano. Yeah, this one works. Oh, no backs. If it doesn't have that back, this may be one of those that has that rubber claw, and that may be destined for the parts pile. Okay, well that's it. I hope you've enjoyed that. As I mentioned, for the most part, it's a working relationship I have with a flea market vendor. They're not always good. I think we both agree on a fair price. On the ones that are working, I pay a couple of dollars more. And the ones that are parts reels like this, I pay a couple of dollars less. Overall, it averages out to a fair deal for all of us. And, well, I encourage you to look at the flea markets. Try to build relationships with the vendors. And, well, try your hand at buying some of these reels that are destined to be parts. And you may be surprised that some of them actually work and just need some kind of a cleaning, and they'll be fine in terms of taking fishing again. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. Before I leave, I want to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, and rescue, everybody involved in keeping us out of harm's way. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank all of our subscribers. Thank you for helping me pass the 33,000 milestone. It's been quite a journey, and I look forward to many more. And I want to wish everybody a great day and fun fishing. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle.